Hello everybody, it's the Vintage Reviewer back with another summer loving video. That's right, we got ourselves another video for the summer loving playlist, and today I got my work boots on, hiking boots, work boots, I don't know. They're nice boots. They're nice boots. We've come here to the park, well not the park, because I live out in the wilderness. I live right next to a campground, so it's a big recreational area. And they have a lot of, I sometimes give people tours around here, and I sometimes, help people way over there with the campgrounds, and I come here and I fish sometimes, it's all good recreational fun. But today, the video that we are going to be going and doing is a trail hike, I should say. A trail hike, is that hiking the trails? Oh my gosh, I almost hit that tree. Hiking the trails. We're going on a trail. And I'm gonna give you tips and stuff like I would when I lead groups on the trail. Like don't eat berries. That's a good one. So let's get started. We start by walking down one of these hills here. And this is the beginning part of the lake. Oh my gosh, I almost fell in the hole. I live out in, the great prairie land, so this is like a prairie reserve. Like fish and nature preserve. They preserve all the animals here and stuff, and go mushroom hunting out here, Always wear mosquito repellent or bug repellent when you go out into the wilderness and the woods. I'm not, because the bugs don't like me. Is a spider web? That's part of the lake. Take a screenshot of that. Make that your desktop background, will you? I'd like it if you did. And then you got this little marshy part. But always wear mosquito repellent and check yourself for ticks when you're done, because they like to they like to sneak up on you. They like to just jump on your foot and crawl up your leg anytime they feel. We have a nice bench here anyone can sit down on, watch the sunset. Oh, that's a cigarette butt. That's not good. I'll have to tell somebody about that later. You don't have to come out here and take a hike or a nature trail walk, I think some town people call it. You don't have to always do that in the summer. You can do that anytime, really. Well, maybe not the winter, but I like it during the spring and fall months. And here we're going to cross our second bridge. Oh, bird's nest fell. I'm going to scoot that out of the pathway here. Oh, look at this. We've already come up on our first, I guess, yeah, you can call this a nature walk. Here's the other part of the lake there. If you want, I'll show you more parts of the lake later, and maybe I'll make a fishing video. But over here, what's this? We have some geese. Let me get to a more shady part of the bridge here, where we can. Oh, there's a plastic bag down there. That's not good. I gotta go home, get my rod, and fish that out of there. But oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. We got some geese here sitting on a log, partially in the water, and we got a dragonfly. You couldn't see the dragonfly, but we had a dragonfly. Oh, we're out of focus. We had a dragonfly just floating across the water there. But yeah. And here we go. Ah, my eye. Yep, I was about to say, when you're on... Oh, I forgot to unzoom. Sorry, people. I forgot to unzoom. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Always make sure that if you're going on a nature walk, you make sure you don't step into any spider webs, because there's lots of those out there. Don't go into the woods and start, picking mushrooms and eating them, or unless you know they're bug in my mouth, unless you know they're safe to eat, because mushrooms could be very bad for you, and you don't want to eat those, because again, that could be very bad for you. I had a friend once, a long time ago, he ate a mushroom. We went on a walk, and he was like, let's go this way. And I was like, no, we just not go that way. That's like deep into the woods. And he said, no, let's do it. So he went in and was like, fine. And I was like, I allow myself to go into the woods. But, he's not from here, so, it might not be that safe for him to go into the woods. Here's lots of bumblebees like it in this part of the trail here. But he went out there, and he ate himself. He found a mushroom on the ground, and he said, oh, cool, mushrooms are in season. I was like, well, no, they're not. They were in season like a few months ago. And he was like, no, and he ate the mushroom. And let's just say his toilet did not thank him for that one. That was not a very good mushroom to eat. So when you're going on a trail, if you've never been to the woods before, I highly advise you follow these tricks. Not really tricks. I just always wanted to say tips and tricks. But now we're getting in the more shadier part of the woods. Crab apples. Those are good. You get those, you bring those home, and throw them like baseballs around the yard. I won't tell a story about those, but yeah, crab apples. Don't eat crab apples. My brother tried doing that once. Did not end well for him. Also, I might mention poison ivy right here. I was hoping I'd run across a big patch of poison ivy so I could point out what it looks like to you. That right there. You can see that one dead looking one in the middle of the screen there. That's what you're looking for. That's a whole bunch of poison ivy right there. So you might want to avoid that. I always wear jeans, so I don't have to worry about poison ivy much, but poison ivy would not be very good if you touched it. And really, it's just all over the forest floor. Really, it is. I mean, here's some of that prairie land. Yeah, but really, poison ivy, don't step in it. There's many kinds. That's the most common kind that I showed you back there. There's some more in there. That's the most common kind I showed you back there. But there are other kinds, and I won't go over them today, mainly because I only know, I know them all. I know what to avoid, but we're not seeing any of those right now. But try to avoid poison ivy if you're wearing shorts or small shoes. I also advise you wear boots when I didn't get my foot in frame there. But I also advise you wear boots when hiking because, there's things like this where you're going downhill and, it could be a bit slip. And you don't want to slip. You need nice traction shoes. And there's a animal path. You need nice traction shoes. Also, sometimes I tell the people I take on the trails here, if you see animals, don't just admire the animals. Don't go up and interact with the animals because they are wild, and that won't be great. Oh, we got some moss here. It takes moss hundreds of years to grow. For some moss has been growing for hundreds of years, and it's full and plentish, and then excuse me, I burped there a little bit. It's full and plentiful. And, this moss down here is just ground moss. It happens after it gets nice and moist. Here's some more of that prairie land we talked about earlier, but, And if you see something in the woods, and you got a camera, might as well take a picture of it. Might as well take a picture of it. Show your friends, because they might, spiderweb. They might like it too, Or, you could put it on your social media. That's always good, right? Putting things on social media. Another animal. There's birds up in the trees there. Baby birds crying to their mother. But for new trail goers, one bit of advice I might give is, stick to the trail. Don't really go off the trail much. That's not very nature-like, but it's needed. Don't really go off the trail much because you might get lost, and we don't want people getting lost in the woods. That's not good for anybody. Now, if you're an experienced trail walker, then you're probably not watching this video unless you're subscribed to me, but if you're a skilled trail walker, then you can go out into the woods. I live in the wilderness. I live in the country. I'm always in the woods. I know my way around a great deal, so it would not be wise for people who don't know their what's what to go out randomly wander in the woods. Also, don't disturb. Like, you see this small tree here? It's pretty small. I'll do it, but you shouldn't. But, you can shake that tree. Don't go like, oh, that small tree over there's better. That small tree over there's better. Don't go and climb trees. It's okay. It's okay to climb trees, but, if you see a tree that looks very climbable, like that one right there, I guess go ahead, have some fun in the woods, I guess. If you have a friend, climb it and then rub it in his face, because, but if you see a small tree like that, don't break those trees. Don't try and pull those trees out of the ground, because that won't be very good to the environment. We always want to take care of the environment. We want these trees to stay exactly where they are and grow for hundreds of years. On this specific trail, we're getting out of the sunshine. We're getting out of the woods area, and we're getting into the big prairie part of the place here. In another video, we're going to be, after this one, if I decide to make it, if there's enough of what we're looking for there. We'll make another one and we'll be in this area. But I think I'll call that end of this video. And remember, people, remember these things that I've told you. Don't go off the trail and eat stuff. Don't go off the trail or eat things you find on the trail that you don't know are safe or not, because, well, they very well couldn't be safe. And you don't want to get sick on account of you not knowing. And make sure to wear boots or shoes with lots of traction so that you can traverse the paths properly. And if you're inexperienced and just going through it for a nice walk, just stay on the trail. Also, don't interact with animals on the trail. That's not great. We don't want them to be scared of people. I mean, we want them to be a decent amount of scared, where they don't approach people and attack people, but we also don't want them to think people are friendly and lose their animal ways. That tree right there, that one in the middle, that bats live in that. Just thought I'd mention that real quick. Also, so don't feed the animals things that they don't want. They don't want your food. They want to forage and find their own food. But remember everything I've told you in this video if you're going out and going on a nature walk or a trail hike. And I'll catch you on the flip side.